tell y'all a story. A lot of people be wondering what made me come from Indianapolis to Atlanta, Georgia. And I just, like I said, fell into getting into the entertainment business. I started doing YouTube pages, just doing little stuff, saying this on my mind, and somebody was interested in it and wanted me to basically go ahead and do some stand-up. And I told that story before if you guys didn't see it, but what initially made me move here, it wasn't for nothing like that. I wanted to make a change. I recently got divorced, and I wanted to make a change. And so what made me move here was I ended up running across somebody getting shot up. And when I seen them getting shot up, the person seen me that was shooting the guy up, the guys, and he started shooting at me. And the whole book of the thing is I had got off from work late, and my uncle, and it was my old neighborhood I lived in, and my uncle auntie lived in the neighborhood too. And I had moved out of the neighborhood, and he was watching my younger sons. And I got 3 sons. And what pissed me off is I could have been home, but I'm waiting on a client. You know, if y'all understand, I was a hairstylist. I'm not anymore. I was waiting on one of a client. She always late. It pissed me off. She always late. And I don't know why I waited on her and waited on her. So I end up leaving the shop late. I end up leaving the shop like 11:30 that night, waiting on her. And so I decided, okay, I was waiting on her, and I was talking to this guy I was talking to at the time that I was dating, was on the phone. So I'm driving down the street in the old neighborhood, and it was like a kind of a somewhat busy street to a degree. Not really. It was like a busier residential street, not a big main street. And I seen these guys run across the street. So it was 2 cars ahead of me. So the cars went on across. So I'm looking like, So when I pulls up, I seen one hit the ground. Then I seen this guy over him with the pistol and just busting, just shooting him up. The guy laid on the sidewalk, and the guy's just shooting him up. I was like, oh my God. So what I do, I start backing up. I seen it, and I start backing up down the street, and the guy seen me backing up. When he see me backing up, all of a sudden he started shooting at me. I see the sparks come from the gun. I see hear the bullets ricocheting off the car. The guy I was talking to on the phone, he hears it. He's quiet, and I'm hollering, oh my God, oh my God. So I end up veering off real quick, shooting off another way, and end up pulling off. And so I was like too outdone. So the next day, me and the guy I was talking to, he came up to the shop I was working at, and we was like trying to see if the guy died, if we heard it on the news or anything. Don't you know they never did put that on the news? Never heard nothing about it. So I don't know if the guy died or not, and it seemed like he would have, because the guy was standing over top of him, just shooting him up with bullets. The other 2 guys had ran across the street, and I think they might have been shot because they was kind of moving slow, but this guy was moving extra slow and just fell on the sidewalk. So I just didn't understand what was going on. So I had already was planning on moving to Georgia to a degree, but that right there really that put the icing on the cake. You know, that was the nail in the coffin. I was like, because I already got divorced. My ex-husband had left Indianapolis, and I always wanted to move to a different state, and not really to Georgia, but that ended up where it ended up being. And when I seen that happen, I was like, you know, basically kind of halfway traumatized after that happened. Let alone I have been there. A lot of people think Indianapolis is not bad, but I have been in the middle of shootouts before and hiding because it was the type of guys I used to talk to. Now that I'm older, I'm more paranoid about that. So I went home not too long ago to visit, because I go back 2 or 3 times a year because I still got a lot of family there. And I was in my father's. I'm going to drive around the corner from my father's house. I promise this was like a few months back. And all of a sudden I see this car coming down the street, and it's driving on flats, flying, and the police behind it. behind them, chase them on a high-speed chase. I said, see, that's why I moved away from here. And that's why I make sure I break my neck to work, I don't know how many jobs to live in a nice neighborhood, because like my father's neighborhood is not bad, but it's just an older neighborhood, but it's not bad, but it's just, I don't know. I just had to move away from there. And then I moved here to Atlanta. And then after I moved here, started teaching, got a job finally, started teaching cosmetology at the school, and then everything else fell into place when it came to the entertainment business. But yeah, I just wanted to tell my little story so y'all know, and one of the reasons why I moved from Indianapolis to Georgia. And I like it here. I like all the different people, all the different nationality people, and the weather, and just letting y'all know, hear my story. All right. So till next time, and some more stories, I'll keep y'all posted and keep you posted on what events and good stuff is going on around here. And if I'm going to some type of outing or a nice restaurant, I'll keep y'all posted. All right.